look at someone who's violent, you pick up a baseball bat, and you beat his... Check the shit. Now, obviously, then the violence will stop. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Midnight Hour podcast. This is the wonderful Joe Jacobs. I'm Mel Knight, episode 66. Let's get going. How you doing, bros?
I'm good. I thought you were going to play the whole tune. Just play that 7 seconds.
Oh, I try my best. Here's the thing. I can play a tiny bit more. But there's a little country called Germany. Tiny, but they almost took over the world, remember? They don't like me playing more than 24 seconds of any song, because I get banned there. And I once played 26 seconds of a song and I got banned in 190 countries. And if you think about it, there's only about 220, so...
That's mental. I didn't know that.
Yeah, copywriting laws, dude. Got to sling them some messages. Speaking of which, you're quite a dab hand with the music, man. I think that's what... Other than seeing, I've got a picture to show you actually from back in the dayz at TNT. But I remember after seeing your act, Mikey told me that you were doing music, and he played me. I think the first one I ever saw was Ham. Second one was Like Dog, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? I thought, because obviously your demeanor was always like kind of down to earth, quiet, low key. But in my mind, I was like, how many hookers has he killed in Paris hotels? Like, there's something behind this guy. And I figured once I saw the music, I like, okay. That clarifies that he's completely OTT. And by OTT, I mean on this thing.
Yeah. Dabbling with rap a little bit.
Dabbling. Were you hugely influenced growing up?
By what?
By rap music.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Garage. Let's start with garage.
Oh, okay. Who was... Because, you know, there's the two types of garage people. There's the mainstream, I've gone to the shop and bought Speed Garage 2. And then there's the... I'm in the underground and I'm listening to songs and I'm asking my mate, quickly get that vinyl and make me a tape.
I was somewhere in the middle, like, you know, because it was a scene that I was not a part of and that probably would not want me a part of anyway.
Yeah.
But
move that closer to you, the mic.
But me and my friends, we just used to listen to the shit, listen to Raw Mission, all the old pirate stations, sort of get stuck in.
Do you remember Heat FM?
Yeah. I used to be a garage MC, but I was like...
For realsy? I was going to say my mate was.
Yeah, MC Dew.
MC Dew?
DEW, remember the name of the crew won't trouble you.
Like Mountain Dew.
Like Mountain Dew, yeah.
Nice.
I was shit. But it was a fun time, because...
And what year was this?
Fuck, man. Like...
Late 90s, early 2000s?
2000.
Okay.
Started when I was like 14.
Okay.
And it was just writing, it was just another form of where I was going to end up.
So you pretty much started like most English kids. You dabbled in poetry. You played around with some rhymes, and then before you knew it, you got deeper. Poetry's
kind of shit. Well, at that point, it was.
I
never understood about. I mean, you get a few good spoken word people, but by and large, it's
pretentious people who just want to wait for the clicks afterwards, isn't it?
But I just think a lot of people who do spoken word, they just want to rap. Surely, you know.
But some girls are talking about an entire breakup. I've done a gig called Once Upon a Mic, and it went on for way too long. I think I went up at like 11:30 or maybe thereabouts. It went on for a while, and there was a girl, we're all supposed to be doing 5, but this girl did 10 minutes. And it was like, it seemed like a A4 piece of paper, a letter that was supposed to be sent to an ex that he never read, so she read it out, but changed, obviously the first person to more impactful of a emotion. Let's just say I wanted to kill myself, because it went from, I got what you're saying, to, okay, we get it, till, please don't hurt yourself. Like, you know what I mean? It was so deep on so many levels, but spoken word, I don't know, she was like reading a movie treatment. So you went from garage MCing, and when did it evolve into this rap?
So we used to, when I say garage MCing, it's like in the loosest possible sense. We used to basically
mumble on the mic
sets over kind of CDs with the most basic recording devices. We were shit, and then we just go out on the weekend, like be chased by rude boys on nights. we were, the antithesis of a garage MC, really. But
sorry to cut you. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Boreham Wood with my mother.
Oh, okay.
And then I moved to my dad, who lived out in the country for a few years.
Whereabouts?
A place called Chesham, he lives.
Chesham, okay.
Very nice. So I was there for about 3 years, but before that and after that, I was with my mum in Boreham Wood, which is one of the most boring places in the world.
Isn't Boreham Wood near to Barnet, or just a little further out from Barnet? Yeah, them sides.
It was like everything I did in my life was based in London.
Yeah.
People used to say to me, so where are you from? And for a few years, I'd say, yeah, North London. And they'd be like, well, whereabouts? And I'd say, Boreham Wood. And they'd say, it's not really North London, it's more Hertfordshire.
Yeah.
It was like the bane of my life.
It's the north of North London.
You don't get any props coming from Boreham Wood, I tell you.
No, not at all. I mean, I'm lucky enough to be from Tottenham, where people want to avoid, but now it's gentrified. And because of the football team, I suppose, is doing well. Most people around the world can reference a Tottenham. But I went to school in Enfield, and I would just say there is a disparity once you get onto that bus and you make that little journey. It's only 45 minutes, but my God, man, to look at me like I was an alien. It was weird. But yeah, go to school in Enfield, living in Tottenham, you had two ways of talking to people. You had your Tottenham speech, and then you had your auntie speech, which is like if you're meeting any elders or like you want to go for a job, you know, you answer the phone, hi, how you doing? And then when you see your friends, like, what are you saying, fam? Then when you get to school in Enfield, it's a mixture of what voice do I want to use based on how I've been spoken to. So yeah, it's weird. You pick up how to talk to people in a neutralised accent. So yeah, you grew up in North London, Boreham Wood.
Yeah.
Where did this Joe Jacobs, Jester Jacobs, the myth of Mr. Jacobs, where did he start to emerge? When did you say fuck it and become this entertainer?
Wow, that's a good question, man.
Deep and loaded.
I was always a bit of a prick.
Okay.
So that was part of it. Like a clown, got kicked out of every school.
Yeah.
Dicking about.
You got kicked out of schools?
Got kicked out of school.
That's cool.
It's not cool.
Not really, but yeah, it is.
Wasted it. Wasted the education.
What would you have done with that education? Are you looking at yourself now saying there's a Joe with glasses and a briefcase and he's making his way to Canary Wharf every morning? Is that the guy you wanted to be?
I've been that guy.
Okay. Because I was going to say that video, First World Problems, what's the name of the title again?
My Struggle.
My Struggle. I looked at that and I was thinking, when you were on the bridge and you're just fucking going to town, and was it a McDonald's rap?
McDonald's. Who?
It looked like a rap of some kind. I thought
yeah.
You fucking went ham on that. But anyway, you went to town as you were eating it, but you looked like you was in like a... You looked comfortable in the clothes that you were wearing. So I was thinking, was he just done this after a job interview and just said, hey, mate, bring down some GoPros, I want to sling some rhymes?
I never done a job requiring a suit, but the whole point of that song was I was in a period of my life where, I wanted to write an album that had funny tunes and videos together, you know. But I think that was just... that was a response to the situation I was in, i.e. fucking shit job.
Yeah.
That wasn't happy in. But then sort of juggling that with comedy on the side and trying to be a rapper. And I've never been one of those rappers that has to let everyone know that I'm a rapper, because the truth is it is something to be ashamed of, if you're me.
Well, I would say, look, if you look at it like this...
I'm a walking contradiction.
I played somebody ham, okay, a long time ago, and they said you were like... And this is quite a compliment. They're like, oh, so he's like the UK's answer to Lil Dicky. And I was like, let me tell him that. I don't know if do you know Lil Dicky?
Of course.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's many similarities.
Jew.
Both got a great beard. Oh, okay. You want to start with the Dayzism? Okay, fine. We'll go. You're both Jewish. You both got great beards, and you're white rappers in a contemporary world post Eminem phase. You know what I mean? Like Eminem was the hottest shit ever, and then was like, white people can rap, and then Bubba Sparks all of a sudden his videos were coming on the box, but the dude had fucking albums for days. Paul Wall, the list goes on. So it's like you didn't feel, oh, if I try this rap shit, it's not like people are going to be like, stay in your lane, Jew. No, but it's like you didn't think you were going to get that, did you?
Well, it's just like at that time, yeah. I remember when Eminem was popping off. Every white guy used to rap,
mm-hmm.
and it took a lot of time for it to be on a even playing field, because
what, like black and white rappers, you mean?
Well, like white people for a time. Like, I still think like if you're a white rapper, even though it's a black art form, you kind of still have a leg up in some ways. Like Action Bronson's a great example.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, that's like
Post Malone.
Post Malone.
This guy, I don't even know if he needed braces, but his grill is fucking immense. He looks like he's got braces in, right? And because of his age, you'd think, wouldn't they have given them to him in high school? He's now a man. He's 18. But he's walking around. He's got a grill. He's got cornrows. And he can sing in some songs, and then he raps in some songs. But by rap, I mean it's like a variation hybrid of Future's rapping flow. Everyone sounds the same now. It sounds like they all picked up a Fisher Price How to Rap, booklet. and they all sound the same. But he's now of the time, so that's a white rapper who you can say is emerged.
I guess what I mean from white rappers having it easy at that time is if you use Lil Dicky as an example.
Yeah.
He's someone who can break the rules because of who he is.
Yeah.
You know, whereas other people, like, you know, the traditional hip hop artists,
Yeah.
for example, I don't know.
Do you want to go no cans?
Huh?
Do you want to go no cans?
Okay.
Yeah, we can take the cans off if you want.
Take them off, yeah.
Yeah, don't need to sound.
It's hot, yeah.
It is hot as a motherfucker as well today. What was it? It's like 27?
Too fucking hot.
Too fucking hot. You don't do well with the heat, do you?
I like the rain. You feel bad when you don't enjoy the sun,
Yeah.
but then when you're out in the sun,
You feel bad
feel
when you're
shit
dying.
and
Yeah.
hot. I mean, I like it in moderation.
And it's all about
You don't feel bad in
hydration.
the rain. You can do anything when it's raining.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you don't feel bad in the rain, but like,
She's-
okay, here comes
she's
some.
gone emo real quick.
I was gonna say, here comes Mel with his deep shit now. I didn't really have much of the whole family dinners kind of thing, like Sunday dinner around the table. It stopped for me after like maybe 14. But if I'm caught in the rain running home in a thunderstorm and I run to a bus stop just to get reprieve, knowing that I've still got another 10 minutes of running until I get to my house, if I look inside a window and I see like a Aunt Bessie's Yorkshire pudding and Bicester gravy being poured over meat and 2 veg kind of, you know, Sunday roast, I am going to feel a little bit bad, you know what I'm saying? That's when the rain hits you. It's when you start feeling emotional and it's like, I can't cry because I know I don't have it in me, but it's like God's just adding the ambient tears. So it's like, as it rolls down my face, it'll be like, well, this is what I would feel like if I had feelings. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no, rain's funny for me. I do like sometimes going out in a thunderstorm, but that's in a car.
Rain's cool, man.
Mm.
Like, particularly as comedians, when you see some shit weather outside, you know, you might have a better chance of a show. Like this hot weather's fucking the game up, man.
Yeah,
You try
yeah.
to get people down to shows, and you're basically apologising for even suggesting it to them. You know,
Yeah.
comedy downstairs, you come out this beautiful weather, and just come in a dingy basement.
Yeah, absolutely. Smelly slightly urine. Yeah, well, what can you do? I mean, people have tried comedy on a boat. They've done comedy in a bus, I think. They're just going to have to...
did a preview on a double-decker bus.
Yes, I heard
for
about this
2
gig.
people.
2 people?
Drove to Sheffield for that motherfucker.
You drove to Shep. Was it paid? At least tell me it was paid.
Fuck no.
They didn't top up your oyster?
You know the funny
Sons
thing
of
about it
bitches.
was I went in a car show with 2 other comics who were playing the Lead Mill.
Oh, no.
And it was like sold out 300-seater, and I was in fucking Bob's bus next door. And I went up, and another comic had just finished up, and he'd had a full bus. And I was like, all right, okay. I went up. There was 2 people left. To be fair, they were very nice, and it wasn't a wasted journey. It was good to roll out the new stuff. But
Yeah.
luckily, they were nice, because if they were 2 pricks, that would have been a long hour.
Yeah, exactly.
But
An
it's-
hour? You did an hour to 2
It's a
people?
full
Oh,
show.
my God.
I mean, I was
Jesus.
up there. Why not? I didn't want to, but I was in Sheffield, and it was either going to happen or not. But
Yeah. So how's...
you can learn a lot from little gigs like that. They're the ones that really strengthen you. One of the earliest lessons I had from comedy was for the first few years, when you do those dog shit gigs, sometimes you reach a show and you see a few people and you think, this is going to be a waste of time. What the fuck? There's 4 people here. But then something changes and you realise, or you should realise, that, you know, these 4 people are there to see you. Give them a good show and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
You can have great shows with 4 people. I've done it.
Yeah, just put your all into the act so that they can't tell that you're. Yeah, I've seen people phased by lack of numbers, and really, if those 4 people are like, let's just say they're made people. Like one person is like a scout for Comedy
Yeah,
Central.
exactly.
Do you know what I mean? You just threw the toys at the pram, so to speak.
And more importantly than that, like, yeah, you could just turn them into fans at the end of it. I guess the problem is when you do a little show with low numbers, the main thing to overcome is to acknowledge the fact that you're okay with it. Because
Yes.
an audience usually feels sorry for you when you're in like a fucking empty room.
What makes these? They're almost like a room full of psychologists when they can see a comic that's thrown. Because I think it's almost like they expect confidence. They expect preparedness, if that's a word. They expect you to be prepared. They can tell when you start ruffling through pieces of paper and you're shaking. They're like, oh wow, okay.
Well, it makes them feel uncomfortable.
Exactly, yeah. But it's like they can read.
It's just human stuff.
Yeah.
You want to relax in their company. If you acknowledge and say, yeah, it's a bit small, but we'll have a good show, blah, blah, blah. If you go out there and start saying, yeah, no one's fucking here, this is bullshit, sorry, I'm sorry, and then start your set, why would they enjoy that? They'd be like, yeah, he's right, this is shit. This guy's got no fans.
I've actually seen an act look to the crowd and go, I'm sorry, there is not enough people here, so I'm not going to be performing. I'm sorry. If you guys paid Any tickets, I'll be willing to at least refund half of it, and then the room will refund the other. And I was listening to this like, what? So I was looking at the guy, I was like, can I go? And he goes, no, they came to see him. 14.
That's fucking loads.
That's more than he should have expected in this room. The room only seated 60.
More than my average, man. For the solos.
I was gonna say, so how many shows have you done now? Because you've done, I'm in my head, you've done 3-hour shows.
No, I did my first hour was last year.
Okay.
This year.
That was Rise.
No. Last year I did Orthodox Joe,
Okay.
and this year I'm doing Ripe.
Ripe. That's it.
Yeah.
And Orthodox Joe. Oh, well, that's it. You've got albums, right? You released albums. So I'm thinking of your Twitter feed whenever you put stuff up.
Yeah, I've got a lot of music.
So how many albums / Alan mixtapes would you say you've got?
So I'm in a group called Moose Funk Squad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a little group called Truffle Barons. They're the latest things. And the first debut album was 2008, Mental Disorder. Then I did an EP afterwards. It was a year after, more of the same. Then I was in a collective called Organised Mess. We did an EP, Good For Nothing EP. And then, what came next? Then I did...
Putting a lot of work.
Did a mixtape, which had kind of the ham video, the dog, first world problem stuff. That was a bit of a mad one. That was called the Please Download My Mixtape and Purchase My Album mixtape.
Yeah.
So the album followed that, Chicken Souped Up. And then that's when I had to...
Chicken Souped Up.
Chicken Souped Up.
That's
I had
a
the song
very
with
good name.
Vanessa Phelps in it. I think...
Vanessa Phelps?
Yeah, I did a
She
song.
was down for it, or you just
Yeah, I
sampled?
went on a radio show afterwards.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I listen to her when I'm at work.
Yeah.
I work in hospital,
I did a
yeah.
song called Everyone's Vanessa Phelps in. It went on SBTV. It wasn't the critical hit I would have hoped. But...
Because of the high profile you got.
Well, if you make a song for a youth demographic about a regional breakfast broadcaster, it's probably not going to pull in big numbers.
No.
I think I was in the grips of like a big depression writing that song because I don't really know why I was doing it. I just thought it'd be funny.
So it was just a blur. You were just reactionary to...
Yeah, that year I put out 3 albums and I was just overworked.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I've never heard somebody say shit like that. Like, yeah, man, that year put out 3 albums, man, but I was tired.
Well, no, I was tired at the end of it. I put out 3 because I wanted to experiment with quantity over quantity.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, I was happy with all of it, but I came out... What was it? That year I put out the mixtape, the album, and then the Moose Funk project came out all in the same year. So that was a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That was like my most productive year, and that had the biggest songs on it, like the dog thing.
And the production, is you always working with the same guy for your videos and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, shout out to Rico.
Okay.
Yeah. When I do the amazing videos, it's always with the same guy.
And do you both write through a treatment, or do you just have an idea of what you want the video to be like?
Bit of both, but for the most part, he deals with the visuals. He's amazing.
How the fuck did you get a supermarket to let you take that much pork? It was fucking amazing. I was thinking about it, like, if people haven't seen it, or I'll put a link to the bottom of that, Be Like Dog and My Struggle, because those were the first 3 that I saw of you, and the video quality is amazing. But in Ham...
I'm Dog, I did myself.
Oh, so you just fit a GoPro onto your dog?
Yeah, I did that one myself.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. And that one's pretty self-explanatory anyway. I think everyone likes it because when you see the tongue, when you see the nose, when you see him just like, it's a very great concept. And I don't know if it's been done before, but...
No way, I was the first.
You were the first. And the last, fam. Copyright that shit.
That dog's dead now.
Oh, for real?
R.I.P. Yeah, she died
Damn.
months ago. But she's got a legacy now.
We've got to have a benefit for her. But yeah, so and I can tell you're an animal lover. I've seen quite a few of your pictures. I say who holds which one down? You hold your cat down, or does your cat hold you down?
The what? I hate cats. We've got 3 cats.
Okay, but you hate them?
Yeah, cats are pricks, man.
Okay, so you're...
Family cats.
Oh, okay. So you're a dog man? Yeah.
Cats are pricks.
Do you live in obviously you're living in a household where it's not a problem to have an animal, but I hate the fact...
I don't live there, but yeah.
Okay. I hate the fact living in a property like this, I can't have a dog, and all I want is a dog. But then the drawback is I do have to go to work 8 hours a day just to come back to my bed that I love so much. So I'll be leaving them alone, which is fucked. But yeah, the one thing I want is to be successful enough so that I don't have to go to work during the day, so that I can just take care of my lovely dog. Yeah. That's all I want.
Be a dog walker, man.
I could do that.
I've got a mate who's a dog walker. I was going to do it.
Is he paying the rent with that?
I think so. I would love to be a dog walker.
I think you'd have to sell cocaine on the side or something like. Is it enough? Are you sure? It's like cutting lawns. We don't, but it's not something that's lucrative over here. In America, maybe.
Yeah.
You don't see anyone owning a snowplow in England. Do you know what I mean?
If you found the right client with dogs, you'd be sorted, man. Some Kensington family or something.
Yeah.
Little chows.
I'm thinking more of like Hemel Hempstead.
You won't get sorted in Hemel Hempstead.
No, I thought the people had bear pee up there. Okay, Kensington
Hempstead's
is.
a shithole.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
a dump.
I don't know. Whenever something's like Hampstead, it just sounds like a place full of.
That's where you're wrong. Hampstead is beautiful. Hemel Hempstead.
Yeah, not so much.
No.
I see one road in Hampstead that just made me go, I'm never going to get into this lane at all. It is Bishopsgate. And there's houses in there. Like there's one house where the guy's fitted like a Taj Mahal type roof on it. There's other houses with like the walls are so tall, it's a prison. You can't get in. There's other houses where there's like 19 cars outside. You could probably tell the interior shit, but everyone there's got money, and I'm like, wow, how many specials is that going to take? I wouldn't want to live there though. Do you know what I mean? I just wouldn't want to, unless I got a helipad and I was able to shoot hip hop videos all week long and people wouldn't complain. Yeah, I would live there.
Yeah, Hampstead's the shit.
Yeah, and then I'll hire out my crib for people to shoot their videos and holler at me. But yeah, it'll be nice. Be nice. So, what's the comedy journey now? You're on your second special. Obviously, you've done Edinburgh before, so you're going into it with a kind of like a renewed sense of what's the word?
I'm out for justice, mate.
Yeah, for justice now. Yeah.
I had a bit of a rough
You
one
doing your?
last year.
Was it?
It's like a tricky room.
Okay.
The show was good, but it was half rap and half comedy, so I didn't really feel like I was doing justice to either art form. Which I came away and I've just been writing since, and the new show's just all stand up straight.
I like your stand-up, to be perfectly honest. You have evolved as a lot. I mean, I haven't seen you gig after gig after gig, year after year, so I'm going back to early TNT days and then other times where we'd see each other in passing. But dude, man, what you threw out at Jester's the other night, even if that was a work in progress, you fucking had me. I was like, Jesus, my guy's game ready. So how many shows are you looking to do? Just the fringes, like Edinburgh? Because obviously Brighton's gone, right?
I did Brighton, yeah.
Yeah. So Camden next?
Clashes with Edinburgh, no?
Does it?
I think so.
Always thought it started just after, like September onwards.
Right, well, I'll do it if I can.
Yeah.
I just want to do it everywhere. I just came, after the show last year, I realised like where the flabbiness is in what I'm doing, stand-up wise. So I just came away and I just doubled down on gigging, writing.
So you're doing
I
like two?
I thought I was working hard before, and then I realised, nah, I can't work 5 times harder at comedy.
But is it because, do you have some form of ADD or some kind of, I'm not going to say Aspergeriness or autism, but do you have something that kind of stops you from focusing on one thing for too long while your mind is trying to fire off some other shit as well?
I'm completely all over the shop at all times. Like this year, I have tried to not do music. I might do so. Like I was writing songs. I had ideas for projects, but I just put them on hold for this year.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do it again next year. I find it hard to do both at the same time.
Yeah.
So the show last year was kind of a response to that and trying to bring it together, but there's already a Doc Brown.
Yeah, there is. You kind of learnt from your mistakes though, which is kind of fun, because I know some people who, let's just say they're 7, 8, 9 years on, they're still kind of repeating the same mistakes of yesteryear, and they're continuously going down and doing shows, but they kind of complain more about what people are receiving instead of them changing it up. And we all know the definition of insanity, doing the same shit over and over. So are you like a sketch guy as well? Because I've seen you put a few little video clips online, sounding like the great, oh God, what's his name? I can't believe it. There you go.
Fucking guy.
I can tell you like the Sopranos, don't you?
You're a big fucking fan.
Yeah, I'm actually doing some sketches with a character at the moment. We shot one, same guy that does my videos.
Nice.
And yeah, that's like, so I'm trying to pop off the YouTube channel. So I'm doing sketches. I'm working on a sort of podcast at the moment. I don't know if I wanna...
Is it early days, so you're not going to mention it? Just watch this space kind of thing?
Well, I'll give you an exclusive. How many listeners you got?
I got 38 subscribers, which exactly,
right,
bullet.
Give them an exclusive.
We'll give them an exclusive.
So it's like, so the podcast Mates with Joe Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically fully scored musically, and I kind of every episode is a different industry or something, and it's just phone call interviews with people who don't know they're on a podcast.
Oh wow.
I mean, legally a grey area.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might wanna. Oh God, can I record this conversation for training and quality purposes? Disclaimer: you might want to throw out before that.
Yeah, we're going to look into the legality of all of it.
Yeah,
We can speak to a lawyer on the show.
Legal Zoom, dude. You might be one of your sponsors. Okay, that sounds good. So you want to get more into just content and just pumping stuff out in the name of Joe Jacobs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's all about that anyway, but
Content is king, yeah.
we just got to keep rolling shit out, man.
So after you've done Ripe at Edinburgh this year, what's next?
Shit, man. Well, ideally, I'd like it to go well, and who knows, man. Can't really. I don't know. You just want to be successful.
But now that let's say for instance you do Ripe, how about getting it recorded and then uploaded to YouTube as well? You know,
it's possible. If it looks like it's going to be fizzling out, you know, it's done its course. I might record it one last time. Yeah, we'll see. It's not quite written yet. Still, it's getting there.
you can take about 2 or 3 different shows and splice them together. Like comedians have done that.
But the thing I like doing is things that haven't been done before.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing more depressing than, 'cause I've been there. You put your heart and soul into something and it gets fuck all views, or you know, we're in the age now where a 7-second Vine gets someone more money than a Hollywood blockbuster.
What's his name? The guy who
Battles.
was doing really well with Vine videos.
Charman.
There you go.
Yeah.
He not gave up. He walked away from the stage because that was working from those Vines.
But that's just
Same as
the age
Dapper
we're in,
Laughs.
you know, that's why if you pop off online, you can sell out your tours afterwards. Look at Mo Gilligan and fucking Dapper Laughs. Dapper Laughs sold out the O2, man.
Yeah, but that was a serious rise before a serious fall.
Absolutely, but the point remains. The reason people wanted to give him the shows was because he had the fan base. If you get the fan base, everything else follows. You know?
Look at Russ Peters though. He was doing comedy for years, and then I think one of his either clip or an entire special half hour went up on YouTube, and everyone then saw he had amazing accents. You know what I mean? He was doing the be a man, and what's it called? Somebody gonna get real hurt real bad. You know, he was doing those jokes, and before you know, people going to work and they were repeating them, and that's really how you get a comic just shooting up through the charts, because it's word of mouth. The next day after you watch that special, you go to work and you try and do these jokes, and people are like, whose jokes are you doing again? And then you go home and you watch them yourself. So I would say Don Biswas actually said one of the best things. It's not about where you are or where you want to go. It's the journey. The journey is the most important thing. And I feel like you're taking the journey well, instead of others who are looking for, they actually want something to happen post-show. Like,
Oh, don't worry, I've been there. I have felt like that.
yeah, you just
Realise- but it doesn't get you anywhere.
you waiting by that red phone, like in Batman. You're like, come on, Commissioner, there's got to be a crime somewhere.
Well, like usually, every opportunity I've had, I've fucking blown because I've put too much on it.
Really?
Like
Expectations?
Yeah, of course. But like, so last year, when I did that show, I went up to Edinburgh like everyone else. You're proud of this show that you're doing, and it's your big moment. You put everything into it, and you wouldn't go up there with something you didn't think was fucking incredible. Right? So when you go up there and you're in a city filled with other sociopathic comedians thinking the same thing, right? Ready to stab you in the back.
We are
and,
fucking crazy like that, yeah.
Everyone's out for themselves, and so what happens is expectations meets reality. So now, with that behind me, I'm just like a bit more prepared for the reality. And the reality is, I could go up there with the best shit ever and no one will see it. It's just the way it is. Like, this game is talent and fucking a lot of luck as well.
It is talent and a lot of luck, and take it from somebody who originally pursued a career in acting. It's also about the hard work is basically only going to be told once you break through at the end. So I realized if I wanted to do acting, I'd have to get some kind of degree. I'd have to get some form of You really don't. But from the avenue that I was trying to get into.
What was the avenue?
Well, I mean, I started off originally through like supporting artwork, like as just like an extra, or doing like performance.
You can just do your own thing.
Yeah, that's what I realized.
You don't need to,
got my own equipment. Yeah.
You don't need any qualifications. That's what they make you think you need.
Yeah.
Every job I've ever had, I used to work in marketing and shit like that, and I stepped in through the side door. I wasn't trained in anything. You just get in there.
You're also white though. That helps. That really does. Not that it's all racial, but no, it does help.
Are we gonna go there
With
yet?
no, well, I mean, in terms of
Dickie.
walking in the walking in the side door of some jobs like that, there's no way I'm going to become an accountant. Get a job in Canary
Well,
Wharf.
that's a different game.
Yeah.
But creative arts, just fucking just do it.
Well,
man.
I find sometimes the door is kind of not closed but blocked because they want to allow their people to get in first. If you know what I mean.
Nepotism is everywhere.
Yeah, that too.
But, yeah, like the thing is, if you're so good, they can't ignore you.
And if your dad's amazing, you've got a career like Jack Whitehall.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You can't really shit on Whitehall because I've been in the Whitehall slipstream at a gig. And yeah,
What?
the guy's a force. He's good. Can't
Listen,
knock him, man.
I don't think his comedy is bad. I don't think his comedy is bad. I don't think it's amazing either. So the first special that I saw, I was like, oh, okay. But I was around other guys who I saw doing half an hour and I thought, wow, where's their show? So I kind of thought based on talent, do you know what I mean? That's my whole point is if you're on a talent scale where I can see you've been writing shit, you don't have an army of writers and the door is kind of, the ceiling is kind of a bit low for you. But I don't know. Maybe you do a few more competitions, you beat a gong, you do those things that you can add more accolades to those emails, and whenever you ask for booking, people actually give you a chance. But it's kind of tough, man. It's not as easy.
No,
and you have
live circuit's in trouble anyway.
Is it?
Well, it feels like it to me. I mean, maybe it's because they're not giving me the good gigs.
Yeah.
But like, what I mean is, you go out and you do these shows in country bumpkin land with a poster done on MS Paint.
Yeah.
With four, with four bald white men on the poster, like some shit font, and people are surprised that no one fucking goes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I think because of the internet, you could either sit at home, smoke a spliff, watch the Louis C.K. special, or go and pay 15 quid in a village hall and watch four pricks you've never heard of talk about being married. That's the reality. It's not all like that.
No.
That's the old guard, and the new guard's coming in.
Yeah. Well, the older guard was like, your typical racist stereotypes. That would be like, I mean, that's a great night. It's a great night of comedy. Everyone gets to laugh at everyone. There's no hatred because, every single race has been...
I got called a racist
What?
last night during my preview.
What social justice warrior shouted out?
It's just a pisshead in the crowd, but it was right
Okay.
at the 45-minute mark. I was doing a joke about like radical Islam. I've got this bit in my show that I'm going to have to either remove or just chop right down, all about Nazis. And I did like 5 minutes of Jewish material, and just a second you talk about Nazis, everyone's sort of like...
So,
Still.
but so wait, you can talk about your people,
Well, exactly, right?
and the fact is, in history, the Jews have been given an actual villain. Okay, you've actually got like if you think about every movie from Raiders of the Lost Ark and stuff like that, you've got Nazis. Not everyone knows about Nazis and what race was directly affected by them the worst. So, in modern day society, you can't walk around and pretend that your people was even connected to Nazism. You just read about it in school. You watched a couple of movies. You played the game. Whereas a Jew is the best person to talk about Nazis, especially if he's just shattered on his own people for 15 minutes. And he's like, here we go. I'm now going to bring on the other side of this story. There was a Death Star, and this is the Empire.
But let me tell you about... I won't do the routine, but let me tell you about what I was saying and see. It wasn't actually that set him off, but it was... I think it was had him going at this point. But it's like, I find it funny that like Hitler is still as popular as ever.
Mm-hmm. The History Channel is the Hitler
You
Channel.
got the History Channel, right? My favourite mixtape at the moment, I'm listening to a rap called West Side Gun.
Mm-hmm.
You know West Side Gun is amazing. That's his ad lib. Every song. Just signed to Shady Records. He's sick. Anyway,
Okay.
he put out this mixtape called Hitler Wears Hermes, right? With a picture of Hitler on the cover. I'm listening to it and it's amazing. And it was only kind of really on Hitler Wears Hermes 4 that I thought to myself, Hitler looks fucking amazing on this cover, that's probably not cool. But the music's good. And then like over on the books, you got a new Nazi book every other day coming out. They're still rinsing it dry. I think Hitler and Stalin are like the Biggie and Tupac of genocide.
They are.
So
And a tiny bit of Marxism is coming in now as well, where it's like,
But like the video games for Nazis as well. It's like how You know what I mean? Like Wolfenstein 2 just announced.
Yes.
It's like how much can you appropriate
Well,
by atrocity?
Yeah.
Right?
How much? Oh, how about this? Call of Duty, after going to like advanced warfare or futuristic warfare, whatever it is, they tried to give you jetpacks and no one was buying it. They're like, fuck this shit. So like, all right, you know what, guys? I've noticed a gap in the market where we've got to go back to World War. So they're going back to the World War again.
And then you got the Nazi zombie games. So
Yep.
the developers have got out of like a morally grey area twofold.
To kill thousands of Nazis.
Not only are they Nazis, they're already dead Nazis, so it's fine. And if you don't agree with killing the Nazis, then you're a virtual Nazi sympathiser. You know, where does it end? Like fucking Final Solution fantasy. You know,
That was very good. I like that.
fucking Super Rubenstein brothers.
Have you thought about this?
These are what I was saying.
These are okay. Cool.
I'm not
Cool.
going to do a bit for you, but that's
No, that was very. I like the Final Solution fantasy.
well, they fucking didn't.
No. Would you say then that
Well, I don't understand why they just shut off when, like, because and afterwards, so I did this joke about radical Islam and whatever, and this guy, he was pissed. You know, this fucking douche in the band. He just goes racist, and then when you say that, like to a comic, it doesn't matter what he's saying. It's like the discussion has been shut down.
Yeah.
You know, you're in a time now where you have to watch what you say, what you do, and like that shuts down anything, and it shouldn't.
Well.
It's like this guy today, you know, the Millwall bloke who during the London Bridge terrorist attack, he was he was the one who took all this. He went fuck off on Millwall and like went after the terrorist in London Bridge.
Yeah.
There's a video came out of him today being racist, and it was filmed in February. And it's like, what's the point you're trying to make here?
He's getting Donald Sterling, basically.
Well, exactly, but it's like, you know, was it any surprise, first of all, that a Millwall fan is going to be racist, first of all? And second of all, I'd still probably want him in the pub when terrorists came in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he's going to get stuck in.
Yeah, and that exactly the racists, and I mean, I've got an affinity for the ones that don't hide their racism. For the ones that hide it, and I have to see it. Like sometimes they say words and phrases to you, and you're like, that's a bit fucked up.
Like what?
You know, like, let's say, for instance, I'm at work and somebody's dropped some water on the floor and I quickly run over to the cleaner, but like, sorry, can I quickly grab that mop? No, it's all right, my love, I'll do it. And I quickly mop the floor where that spillage is. To have a patient's relative turn to me and goes, oh, you look like a dab hand with that mop. And I'm like, huh? And so you think nothing of it. You come back with a floor sign, you put it down, and then she's like, I should bring you over to my place and so you can help spruce it up. And I'm like, the fuck you talking about, bitch? And so, you know, other than being called coloured, which I feel like you just slightly removed, this is like blast from the past, you've been in a bomb shelter for a couple of years. Now phrases and stuff like that, people are afraid to call you black or white. I don't mind. You don't have to call me by anything identifiable, but...
I had a joke about that thing that you were just doing.
Yeah.
Like, so I had a conversation with a white person after a show, and they were saying, because like one of my previews was dealt heavily with race, and it was one of the worst previews I've ever done in comedy because I just wasn't cut out for
articulate,
it.
yeah.
Well, not even that. It's not my place to say some of these things, even though I feel them. But like this white guy was talking to me, and he goes, you know, I don't know how the subject got on. It was one of the actors, black guy, and he said to me, you can't say coloured anymore. You can't say black anymore. You have to say person of colour now. It's like they're trying to catch us out for racism. And it made me think, like, from a white guy, that was like the best example of white privilege I've ever heard in my life. It's like, can you people just stick with the names that I am familiar with? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Moving the goalpost.
Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So yeah, little things like that. Like, I get the same because I'm not religious. But then when someone does crazy shit that's like kind of racist about Jews, it makes me suddenly fucking pipe up and go, like, you know, you find someone on Facebook who you think is normal, and then they start sharing some Rothschild's articles and shit, and start talking about fucking New World Order. And
Well, really, it's shit they don't have any fucking clue about, and then they just go on YouTube into the wormhole of all wormholes, where you click on video after video, and after you wake up, after the sun comes up at like 6 a.m, you realize you haven't slept. But you feel like you've woken up, like, I know the truth, man. You go out there with your dirty breath, dragon breath. You start talking to people like they should know this shit. And no one wants to look at you anymore like you're normal. I went down that rabbit hole when I started looking at.
yeah, it's great.
But it's fun for a
But
bit.
you just got to know that it's probably all bollocks.
Yeah.
Like when I saw Bill Burr, and he was talking about, because he likes conspiracy theories. Everyone does.
Yeah.
And he said something really true. He was like, he just goes, I love listening to conspiracy theories and then passing them off sort of as my own with a little spin. And that is there nothing better than watching a video, gaining a fact, and just dropping it into a conversation and like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then adding some,
And your own little spin.
Yeah. No one wants to have ice cream with 1,000 Island dressing, but if you add sprinkles on it, trust me, they'll get through at least 3 or 4 scoops.
Wow.
So yeah, as you were saying before, like the racial stuff is not technically it's not your I don't know, it's not in your wheelhouse or whatever. It's not your speed.
I mean, the jokes were shit, crucially.
Yeah,
But some of them were good. But it's just
but you can. I
have conviction with it, and that's the point. Like, if it's such a delicate issue, if you fuck it up, it makes everyone uncomfortable, you know. But I think, you know, comedy is all about failing, and you got to fail, you got to try.
It is.
You don't want to just do crowd pleasing shit. I've tried to do like positive shit. I'm just a fucking scumbag. It always comes back to the cynicism, and cynicism.
You're like a
is
real
really
rapper.
easy.
You're like, I try to rap about some conscious shit, you know. I try to bring people on, like, you know,
I mean,
happiness, but it's all about that ignorant email. I want bitches. I want fucking guns. I want draw.
Well, rappers are a really great example because rappers are still allowed to be ignorant, and that's how I like it. Because there's a time and a place for like a conscious rap song. That's cool, but I like dumb shit as well. It's the best.
Well, dumb shit is what I think. Here's the thing.
It all has a place. Like
It does.
everybody shits on like the new wave rappers and like all the crusty old heads and like, nah, this ain't hip hop, man.
Yeah.
Give me a piano.
Fuck trap
break."
music.
But it's great. Trap music's the shit,
Yeah.
and I love all these new guys. It's so innovative. It's fucking great, man.
You can work out to it, and the truth is,
Not that I work out, but yeah, I could work out.
we could work out, but we don't.
I was listening to
just
that
date big girls.
21 Savage guy on the way in the new album. I don't know if I like him. I like his ad lib though. He just says 21 every few bars. 21, 21, 21. You need a good ad lib and then you've made it.
Yeah, like Rick Ross's.
Oh.
Yeah, that's just him catching his breath on the mic.
What
They're
are
like,
the
no,
best-
don't
what
go
are the
away
best
from it.
ad libs.
Best ad libs.
Gigs
Gigs
just
has got some
does
good ones.
every vowel in the alphabet.
A-E-I-O-U.
So he goes, What's next? Jeez.
Jeez.
Is that an I? That's the U. What other vowels are there?
A-E-I-O-U, that's it.
There you go. Gigs is the shit. He's the king of ad libs.
It's come from a guy who went to private school. I feel privileged. So you dabbled in some drugs back in the day. Was this all part of your rapping phase? Escorts, just part of the struggle, basically. You know,
Drugs.
You got involved in it. Yeah, some weed, some hash,
Oh yeah.
some cocaine, some ecstasy, some. I don't know. Black girls passed out in a Motel 6. I don't know. What were you up to?
Drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I used to smoke tons of weed. It sent me mental.
Mm. Oh, literally, like talk to Frank mental. Like, if you smoke weed, it will let you get psychosis.
No, I didn't get psychosis, but it completely inhibits you and makes you. Not
Docile.
everybody.
Makes you docile.
It just makes you a waste man.
Yeah.
I still, you know.
It's a demotivator if you already are. But this is the thing, though. I had this gig where I just spewed out some stuff, and there was no funny to it because I didn't add no punchlines, but I was just trying to get across about identity and the fact that some people do drugs because they want to escape. Some people do drugs because they want to slow down the world because they can't. You know, it's pretty much to numb. They use it as a numbing agent instead of like a social drug that opens up synapses and helps you think.
Yeah.
They try to not. I feel like nothing should be used by a human being to suppress. If you suppress your experience in this life, then there's going to come a time where you exhaust your body's natural response to suppress. And then you just, literally, it's too much for you to handle.
Yeah.
Everyone does need a bit of help. So I'd say drugs, as long as it's done in a social aspect, is good. But when you start drinking at home on your own and when you start smoking at home on your own, that's when it gets a bit scary. Get out there.
That's what I've been talking about in the show about, like, I think that weed smoking in hip hop is really interesting. When I was young, I thought it was so cool. And then as I got older, I realised, like, self-medication, dangerous crutch, you know, so it's just a physical manifestation of their vulnerability.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I used to be impressed by them. Now I'm just worried about them with their big spliffs.
And the bit where you go, hey, that was perfect.
Yeah, but it's true though. Now, obviously, because drugs change, everyone's on the lean now, which is just heroin. It's just skag in a cup.
Really? Everyone's on the lean?
Yeah.
We talking about in hip hop. We're not talking about in England, though. I don't know any.
Yeah,
I don't know any.
I know a few. I haven't tried it. I'd love to try it. I don't think I can Just get involved with another drug though. I've had enough.
Yeah. So wait, you're saying like I mean, as far as I know, lean it's like Oxy in a cup full of like Sprite or.
I had OxyContin once. You ever had that?
Yeah, I work in a hospital, dude.
Oh shit, hook me up. I had OxyContin once from a guy who his dad used to have a pharmacy, and I wasn't too pally with him, and he gave me one of these OxyContin pills, and I had it. And it was like the best high I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
And I was like belling him the next day, saying, "Yeah, it was great to see you last night, man. Yeah, you haven't got any more of those pills." I was like a fucking fiend. I can see why it's a big problem in America. Hillbilly heroin.
Yeah, well, meth is actually. Meth is the big one, especially in Australia. Doug Gordon was telling me that, yeah, everybody's on the ice. I was like, what's ice? And he goes, ice, just another word for meth.
Yeah, fuck meth.
And I'm like, you lose your teeth to that shit. But then again, you can lose your nose to cocaine. You can lose your chest to too much smoking. You'll lose everything.
Yeah.
You'll lose
drugs
everything.
is a bit of a weird one, man. I've got a lot of drug addiction in the family. Big issues with that. A lot of alkies and druggies in my family.
Well, I'd say alcohol is more of an accepted... Like, it's the only...
It's the British way.
It's the British way, and it's the only drug you can pass down and legally download to your child's operating system post-birth. So it's like, I'm having a drink in front of my kid whilst watching Emmerdale. Okay, I'm used to my dad drinking. You know what I mean? Like, some people, it's so unraveled in them, so you know, intertwined in them that they don't associate any badness with it until you go to school. And we start showing you lungs on a fucking silver plate, and we start showing you what someone's catheter bag looks like because they fucking drank rum without any mixers. But yeah, it's a slippery slope, all forms of drugs. I'd just say make sure that you're happy going into it, otherwise you will substitute your happiness for just recovery, and that's...
Yeah, you're just masking pain if you're not careful.
But to be prepared to talk about it is the best thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, surprisingly, speech is one of the most important facets of human beings. And when you interact with others, if you can somehow get out something that you're going through and you realize, oh, dude, this guy and that person and that woman, and then you're like, wait, I'm not alone. Because I think loneliness is one of the biggest lead-ins to depression. Yeah. When you think like you're the only person going through it, I can't tell no one about this, they're going to think I'm weird. Newsflash, everyone's weird. Go ahead and tell them. You're what's it called? You're growing up inside up north, basically. I'm not up north, but north of North London. Did you get into girls then, or was it more when you kind of moved?
Did I get into girls?
Yeah. Because I'm thinking there has to be a moment where those hormones kicked in, and you were just like, damn, I got to find another way.
I started early.
Oh wow, 13.
Don't want to talk about it.
Wow, okay. See, I asked you for disclaimers before. This is one of them, right?
I'll tell you one thing though. The girl I lost my virginity to is now a lesbian.
Oh, wow.
Take from that what you will.
You destroyed a uterus.
More like it was probably a disaster.
Oh, okay. Well, everyone's first time, not mine. Most people's first time, definitely not mine. Wasn't the best. Mine was. But yeah, it's you just hopefully you're still with that girl and she gives you another chance.
Final shot.
Final shot, yeah. One more crack at the old...
The schmeckle.
So, so in terms of gash, was it something that you found you were developing more of a... What's the word? You get more attention once you start doing this comedy stuff and music. No? Blood, your Twitter's prolific. Are you telling me you're not getting no DM slid in?
Not from comedy. Hip hop gets you laid. Comedy don't get you laid.
Comedy doesn't get you laid?
No.
Oh my god, even when you smash it?
Yeah. Because they go and see you just be a fucking neurotic mess. It's not an aphrodisiac for women, because you don't give off the image of success from being a comedian.
But you know your mansplaining bit?
Yeah.
That to me is like rock solid. If you notice a pretty damish out of crowd, look at her with your lovely eyebrows and go with that bit. See if you get her tickling. So the thing about comedy, or at least a sense of humor, which I think is very key to a guy engaging a woman, it's the only time where you can make a girl feel absolutely good about herself and not touch her. Do you know how important that is in a world of consent? Okay, so the moment you make her feel good without touching her, then it's a lead into more booze, a dance, coming back to your place and having coffee.
Yeah, I don't want to bait out any women, but I had,
experiences, encounters.
I've had a couple experiences through comedy, and they've all been a disaster.
Oh no! Have you dated any comedians?
Kind of. But
oh no! Let's not mention those at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
I always try and warn against that. Because like dating in a workplace is bad enough. I slept with 2 people. Well, I didn't sleep with the other one. I slept with one girl from my workplace, and I work in a hospital. So let's just say I have 16 floors in a tower. 15 of the floors knew, because she told at least 10 of them. And it was hard because then, literally, without a dick pic being picked up off the cloud and everyone looking at it, your shit is out there. You know, she was talking about length and stamina and all kinds of things. All good stuff, don't worry. But I was embarrassed because my boss called me into the office and was just like, yeah, so how did it go with you know who? I'm like, what are you talking about? So yeah, that's not good. And then the second one, I got head inside like a room. Literally, like, it's not in a hospital per se. It's not in the ward, but it's like just before you get in the ward, you've got the foyer area with the reception. Then you've got like a seminar room where people watch slides and stuff like that. I just put my coat against the door, and the girl who had a tongue ring proceeded to give me the best lunch break I've ever had. But to say I've done stuff with people at work, and it just, after that experience, after I nut, it went downhill. It went downhill, man. And we all know about post-nut syndrome. Whenever you just, you were sexually charged to do something, and as soon as you come, you realize, oh no. Most of the time it's because,
every time?
well, I missed the tissue paper, so it's gone all over my hand, or it's hit my top, and it's my favorite one. Yeah, there is always a moment afterwards where you go, oh, damn it. Yeah, post-nut syndrome. But then you've usually gone past the point of no return, so all logic is out the window. You're like, yes, I'm finally getting what my instincts have driven me to, which is to procreate to nothing. At 30, though, it turned for me. I'm definitely more thinking about the person I'm with, because I just have this desire to shoot up every club I go into. That's a phrase for coming inside a girl, by the way. I'm not talking about shooting up actual nightclubs. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were big with the hip hop speak. That's why I kept it gully. I see I've definitely driven this podcast into come to a screeching halt when Mel starts talking about coming inside girls. Okay, so we'll just do that. So let me segue back to this show then, and to the importance of being professional. We're not going to talk about that. How was school for you? How was school days?
It was cool, man.
Because right now it's summer holiday almost, isn't it? And they're all going to be coming out for 6 weeks and fucking...
little shit bags.
Yeah, wrecking our bus.
School's cool. Met good friends. Had good fun.
Do you still talk to any of them?
Yeah, all of them.
Wow.
I got a good circle, man.
So you might have a high school reunion.
I've had a few, but they're doing...
What?
They're doing a lot... there was one that we had, but I wasn't invited because I got kicked out.
Oh. I haven't had one yet.
I'm glad I didn't go, actually, because, it's like...
people who are successful.
A lot of inadequacy, probably. Yeah.
I don't know why, but do you look at other people and then look at where you feel you should be?
Of course.
Why?
Wasn't everyone. Go through phases of it.
Yeah, but then it changed. I just wanted people to look at me for what I am instead of what I do, if you know what I mean. But then actions do speak more louder than words. But I don't know. It's the way
like
people
loads
look at
of money. That would make me happy.
Money helps. I'm not saying it doesn't, but
money makes you happy.
it does. Kind of.
Nah, it just does.
Money. If money gives you the Scrooge McDuck, where you get to jump in a bar full of money, and you're always surrounded by people, girls, guys, whatever you feel you need at the time, you can always get it because you've got money. But just think about it. If the money wasn't there, would these people be there?
I'd be willing to try and find out.
Okay. Has it been like kind of hard then, like living in London?
Well, I've never been broke. I've had
Brock.
I've had a couple times, couple situations when I was up north and I wasn't working properly. That was a bit rough.
Yeah.
But I'm comfortable. I'm alright. I went freelance in what I'm doing, so I'm poorer than I've ever been. I'm doing more. I'm just focusing on comedy, and I'm emotionally in a lot better place. But financially, it's difficult. But I'm much happier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously are you selling your stuff through like some kind, are you music mixtapes or anything like that, merchandise, t-shirts?
It's just music, a lot of wax. People don't buy CDs no more.
Vinyl
Or MP3. Yeah. So yeah, there's a few things out at the moment.
And you got like an iTunes and Like
Well,
SoundCloud or something like that I can direct these people to?
yeah, if you go jesterjacobs.bandcamp.com,
Mhm.
everything's there. Look at go buy the Truffle Barons LP, go buy the Moose Funk LP, cop that shit.
Cop that shit. We're gonna put all that shit at the bottom, fam. Yeah, so you just hit those links in it, and then you get what you need to get, and then keep on getting. Okay, what are you looking forward to this summer?
Doing the show.
Doing the show. No movies, no going to a festival, no drinking cider and passing out in the park.
I had some festival bookings for music, and I'm just getting too old for festivals. They're just long.
How do you travel? You car share or do
drive.
You drive? Oh shit balls. Okay, so you drive all the way up to these gigs, and then your car gets covered in mud. Okay.
Well, shit, man. I think I'm getting to the age now where I just don't like fun anymore.
You don't like fun anymore.
Some festivals are just shit, man. Like the people that go to festivals every year and like they camp for 5 days and stink like shit and use those toilets and get
those
on the
toilets.
gunners for 3 days solid. Like that's not me, man. Fuck that.
Do you know it's
I like to go in for one night and then dip.
yeah, it's a drug thing as well, isn't it? You know, you go in a tent, you're gonna drink.
But I just don't have the stamina. If you want to get fucked up, that's cool. But like to then be buzzing and then sleep it off in a tent and then go to use a festival toilet, not shower or use one of the fuck that, man.
I knew a girl who didn't hover in the toilet, and she asked me for some baby wipes. I was like, why? She goes, because I sat on the chair and it was all icky. And I'm like, you never sit on the chair. What's wrong with you? And let's just say I didn't talk to her after that moment.
Yeah,
But yeah, music festivals are dirty, and like you, I'd like to just get in and out. Even if you're staying in VIP, the idea of being in a tent just doesn't appeal to me anymore. But then you can go glamping.
yeah, it's pricey.
Yeah,
You
it
get a
is.
holiday with the same money.
You can, but then you can't do all the drugs. That's the drawback. You're in a field to eat mushrooms, dude, and listen to fucking, I don't know, Grateful Dead or whatever band it is that you want to go listen to.
I mean, they're good. They're good. Don't get me wrong, but it's just the commitment. That's the issue I have.
Yeah,
5 days or whatever. Like I've never been to Glastonbury.
3 days.
3 days.
Hmm.
I've never been to Glastonbury, and yeah, it doesn't really. I'd go if I was booked. But
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
You're not
but
going to
I
be
wouldn't
like,
go as
"Oh,
a
never go
punter.
to Glastonbury." Well, even if you're booked. No, I don't do Glastonbury. Dude, it's the opportunity of a lifetime. Listen, it's quagmire and drunk people lying face down in a field. No, it's not my lane.
But I've had a couple good festivals. Getting fucked up.
And those days are firmly behind you now.
Nah, no, I'll be back.
Yeah, I'll be back.
But like I said, it's just you just want to dip. You don't want to stay there for fucking 4 days. That's long, man. Eating
Yeah.
that shit food.
Horse burgers.
It's fucking long, man.
Yeah, I remember the queue for bacon butties, mate, because it was, quite frankly, the only thing everyone knew didn't contain horse.
It's like service stations. You know, you never get good food at service stations or airports. Festivals are the same. Like, what are you gonna do? Complain?
You know,
You just eat the slop, man, like everyone else. Shut the fuck up.
well, some people actually buy those little instant barbecue things,
Yeah,
and then
that's
they.
depressing as well. It's like living like a fucking refugee. Like this fucking.
Oh,
It is though, right?
It is.
You're just wearing a sparkly onesie, you stupid cunt,
Yeah,
and paid £400 to be there.
yeah.
That's what I don't get.
I remember.
Watching music's cool. Getting fucked up, cool.
Mhm.
Being with friends, cool. Everything else is just whack.
So what if you could have like a tent that you could retrofit into like a shower room?
Yeah, but then you get those people that have the camper vans and shit.
RVs.
I mean, and that's alright, but it's still
Shit.
yeah. Unless you're like on a tour bus or something.
The world shines up shit and calls it gold all the time, Joe. All the time. So I'm going to ask you now, when are your next few dates? When can people see the previews of Ripe and Ripe itself?
Well, with July, the preview season's
July.
almost done. I've got a few coming up. Don't bother them. If anyone's listening to this and wants to see me, come to Edinburgh. Find me on the Ed Fringe website. Come to Ripe in Edinburgh in Scotland. Follow me on Twitter. Follow man on Facebook. On Insta. I feel like I've lost loads of energy in this last section.
No, it's fine.
It's hot.
It is hot as fuck. I probably should turn the fan back on, because I think this is when your energy dips when I turn the fan down.
Does it affect the listeners?
Well, look, there's a dude who's on the roof outside. I've got nothing but respect for him because it's fucking
That guy
hot.
reading the paper.
Was he reading the paper?
Black guy.
No, another white dude up there. Yeah, looks like Paul Hogan from Crocodile Dundee.
Damn.
Yeah, so if you're roofing in this fucking weather, mate, I got nothing but respect for you. You and single mums and nurses, and the firefighters as well. God damn it, London's been through. Oh, that does feel good. London's been through quite a bit, man. But I would say we're coming up to a moment of, like, it's like post 9/11 when I went to New York and everyone was definitely more nicer and they seemed more united and fought.
They were the good old days, 9/11.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Well, they're coming back.
Remember that?
Yeah.
That was lovely. That was simpler time back in 9/11.
Well, I mean,
it's gone a lot worse since then.
what 7/7?
Yeah.
I'm just using dates and times where.
Is it the anniversary of 7/7 today?
Fuck, it is. Yeah. God damn. On point, fam. But yeah, it's. I'd say it's a moment where human beings are galvanized, and before you know it, I'm on the tube. Even though it's hot as fuck, people are smiling. People are just looking at you in general. And the tube is the last place where you expect smiles and people to be nice. Everyone's aloof.
No one's nice to me on the tube.
Really? Is it because you thump your music even though you got headphones on? You're like, why has he got on loudspeaker? So fucked.
Yeah.
I hate those people though. Fucking come on with the little saxophone and the
You know what?
accordion.
There was a guy on the train I was on yesterday who was playing like Punjabi music
Yeah.
very loudly, and I told him to turn the shit off.
Yeah.
I never said that to anyone before. I just couldn't understand. I think it's because of the heat. I
Yeah.
said, "Bruv, turn that shit off."
Yeah. Tolerance
Moment of
as well.
madness.
Because if you're hot and people are on the train and you're just stuck with them, the idea of a personal space and like
Why
you're
do they do it? I don't understand why they do it. What are they doing it for?
just to be noticed.
Is that it?
Yeah,
That's lame.
that's very. It's all. Listen, I hate to say this, but my people, Jamaicans or anyone from the Caribbean, I've known a lot of Jamaicans who've done this. You have your phone on loudspeaker and you hold it like this. You walk down the street like this, screaming into the phone. Yeah, fam, but I swear to God, man, bitch better have my fucking money, you know, blood, because that was blood. I gave him a 1-2, fam. There was a 1-2. You're like, well, clearly you don't have warrants and you don't want no one to hear what you're saying. But I've seen people on the bus like that, just loud, and you hear the other side of the conversation. It's just people are ignorant. We have a world of dummies, man. I don't know why I call them all stupid, but people don't read lift signs and then they get stuck in a lift and screaming, I didn't see it. It was outside in largest font we could possibly print on a PowerPoint presentation. What do you mean you didn't see the sign? Yeah, our power went down yesterday in the hospital and people stuck in a lift.
Jeez.
Yeah. Here's the funny thing, though. That lift was a service lift for staff only. So what were they doing in there? Fulfilling
Taking the piss.
fulfilling their journey of being a dumb prick. And that's what happens. You end up in broken down lifts. What is the flavour of that? Because it smells kind of candy flossy.
It's fuck, what is it? Can't remember. Mango or something? No, wait. Cola
Cola.
with a bit of menthol.
That's why it smells like Coke. Okay. It reminded me of those not quite Coca-Colas. Like, do you remember Virgin Cola?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's got, yeah, exactly. But obviously they don't contain the crack that cocaine and Pepsi have got used to. The thing is, do you find you're taking in more of a lungful with these vapes than...
Yeah. I need to stop all that shit. I'm smoking and smoking these.
Yeah. But which one feels better?
None of them.
So you wake up in the
vape,
morning...
the
You wake...
vape feels nice, but then you have the whole vape culture attached to what you're doing. You have to go to
Why would you do that? Vape culture and your vape fag jokes. Oh my God.
Yeah,
You're
but-
fucking doing well, mate. These little isms that are just coming out of you, I don't even think you realise.
You've
It's
been
like
to a vape shop before.
Yeah.
I like them, but like the guys in there, these
Yes.
the retired stoners,
Yeah.
getting rid. I mean, you don't want to be a part of that shit.
Well, the thing is, look, I still smoke weed, but like no longer on this skunk shit. It's who goes to work on that? I have no idea. Who
So
operates
I
any
had
form
a
of machinery?
dab. My friend Pino.
You had a dab?
Have you had one,
No, I'm scared.
bruv? I don't smoke properly. I don't smoke weed really at all.
You almost died.
No, he just goes, oh, he goes, let me give you a little, let me hook you up, man. I was like, oh, fine, one. And he got this fucking apparatus out, man. He looked like a biologist.
Hmm.
You know, the hair straighteners and the water pipe.
Hair straightener.
He had hair straighteners. Anyway, he fucking put it, gave me this hit of it. And I had a hit of it, coughed like shit, right? And I was leaving anyway, and I stood up. And I was like, alright, yeah, cool, I think I'm alright, safe, see you later. I got in the car, started driving. That's when the fucking thing hit me, man. Jesus Christ. It is so strong. I was like on another planet.
Did you pull over?
Did I? Fuck! I was driving around. I got lost. I was going home. I didn't know where I was going. I listened to the Slim Shady LP and ate mini eggs, and I had the fucking best time.
Nice.
If I'd have been pulled over, I would have been pulled in.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the one time my dad, man.
What was your favourite song on the Slim Shady LP?
That's a good question. Just Don't Give a Fuck.
Okay, nice. Marshall Mathers LP?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's
too.
got a lot in it.
Ah, man, that album is
fucking
that's
amazing.
a Percy.
Yeah.
That was right before 9/11.
Yep.
That's such a good album.
I was
Grew up with that one.
I was dating an Irish girl, and
Nice.
I just remembered she was playing that all the time, and it was that and Linkin Park got into my system without me even knowing it. I was just playing, listening to the words.
It's hard to pick a favourite on that, but I do think the Marshall Mathers LP has the best final lyric of any album. You know what the final lyric is? On Criminal.
Oh shit!
It's like just the gulliest way to end an album I've ever heard.
I remember after he takes the money and shoots the girl.
Yeah. Do you know what the final lyric is? You want me to tell
I'm
you?
trying to go through it to get to that bit.
But yeah,
Drink more liquor to fuck you up quicker than you want to fuck me up for saying the word. My malls went when the president got
I mean,
oral
you're right
sex
at
and
the
over
start.
off. Oh really?
Yeah, keep going.
Top is this old boy. You can't miss him. Wipe on him. Nose boy in a bad guy. Lots of people dies in plane crashes as long as they ain't happen to him. Slim Shady, it's crazy in him.
Exclusive.
Maniacs, yeah, pacing dark strikes.
This is what we call dead air on a podcast.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying. I
Man
can't
going
get
for
it.
a shot.
What was it? You just tell me. Go.
So it goes, oh yeah, if it's not a rapper that I make it as.
I'm gonna be a fucking, you know what, in a Jason mask.
I
yes.
mean, come on, that's a crazy part.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I listened to the Shady LP while fucking stoned, and I've been listening to Marshall Mathers, and what I found as an older man is it really was very offensive. The shit he was coming out with.
Highly offensive.
At the time, I was like, nah, it's just rap, but he said some fucked up shit.
Oh yeah.
Like crazy, real crazy. I'm not even talking homophobia or misogyny, just like lyrics like, you know, slit your throat like Ron Goldman and all this shit.
Yeah, and what he said about his mother.
Yeah, going for his mum. Yeah.
But the Ken skit was funny.
Oh yeah. He's the best, man. I
Versace.
saw him live at a festival. Eminem. It was
Did
good.
you catch the Up in Smoke tour?
Nah.
Not even the DVD. Sorry, VHS.
I think I've watched it. Maybe. Can't remember.
Because I would remember that's when guys went from buying quarters to ounces. They just went mad.
I wish I could have gone to the Marshall Mathers gig, Brixton Academy, when he had the house as the background with the chainsaw. That's got to be the best Eminem gig to see.
And that was what, 2000?
Ah.
Post Chronic, innit?
It's like I remember years ago, because I liked The Streets, Mike Skinner. I was a big fan, and I got bought a ticket by a friend of mine for my birthday to go see him for the first album tour, Brixton Academy, Roll Deep supporting when Dizzy was in it.
Nice.
And we got to the Brixton Academy, man. We're queuing up, and everyone ahead of me in the queue was in smart shirts, right? And I'm thinking, what the fuck, man? Oh. So you get to the front of the queue, give the bounce the ticket, and he goes, bruv, this was last night. Fucking missed it.
What were you smoking on back then? Jesus Christ. Amnesia.
And then, so 5 albums later, Skinner drops the last album, Computer and Blues. Good album. And my girlfriend at the time bought me the ticket to go see him. So I was going to see, because, you know, he was quitting the streets after this tour. So I was very excited to go. And then we had a huge argument the night of the gig. And in a moment of anger, she just gave the tickets to some fucker.
Oh, no.
She said go. So I didn't go to. I never saw the Streets live, and I met Mike Skinner like a couple years after, and I told him about the story, and he laughed.
Because he wasn't going to do a reunion tour anytime soon.
I was hoping he'd do an impromptu performance. It's crazy meeting Mike Skinner because when he talks to you, it's just like a song.
Yeah.
I can't really have a conversation with him.
Exactly.
I'd want to be his friend, but it would be impossible.
So what did you get up to today? I woke up, got me trainers on, had a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Saw me mum. I was like, oh, okay, what? Why do I am imagining the beat behind everything you're saying?
Yeah, it's crazy. I bought his audio book, and it just sounded like 8 Streets albums.
Oh, well, he voices it.
The narrated one, yeah.
Okay.
That's a good book.
Okay, I'm going to take a look at that. I do love the Streets. You're just too damn plain for me.
Streets,
girl.
iconic, man.
You're, do you remember the Mitchell brothers as well?
Oh, yeah. They didn't have a good punt, did they?
Not really.
Everyone from that label blew up.
Really?
Yeah. So he did the beat. So Skinner was on that. Example, he did alright. Professor Green did alright. And then the Mitchell brothers.
Yeah.
They had a couple bangers. I don't know what happened. I bet it was politics between them.
Well, they spent all their money on...
Routine Check, that was a big tune.
Yes, very, very big tune. But Lethal Bizzle kind of had like a huge rise, and then you didn't hear from him for a while, but he's still viable in the game. Like, there's
Big time.
many of them.
He's real credible, but he's got that white boy Magaluf audience on lock.
That's the thing. It's like DJ like an MC Neat. When you got a whole island on deck, like Iron Appa, why go anywhere else to do your sets?
Yeah.
You know they're going to come and see you.
The thing about Lethal Bizzle is he is definitely an elder statesman in grime. He's got bangers.
He's been gone for a while.
He deserves the place. Like Morphi Crew, come on.
God.
That's crazy, man. That's just classic shit.
What happened to the So Solid crew, though, for real? Is it just simply
So
people got stabbed at many of their events, so the government shut them down?
Well, So Solid Crew had their moment, and I was a fan. Crikey! But I think what happened, I mean, my memory's a bit dodgy on it, but I think they tried to go down the hip-hop route, didn't they? And it was like, nah.
No, not really. They stayed in their lane of being like this massive group of people, like 25 strong.
They came back and they did a few cheesy tunes.
Yeah. But that was just to
But
finish
I like
up their
some of the
record.
I like Romeo Dunn.
Yes.
You remember that one?
Of course I do.
That's a big tune.
It's a big tune. Listen, everyone just thinks it's 21 seconds and so solid.
Haters, what a big tune that
Oh,
was.
Haters a big tune. But then do you remember when Romeo did his own song, Get Up and
That's
Move?
what it was. Oh, no, was that another one?
Yeah, that was terrible.
He was never... I mean, I'm surprised he didn't blow up, really.
Who, Romeo?
None of them was the standouts. No one had...
Mega Man was the best, and Asher D was quite talented, but when he got caught with a fucking starter pistol, are you fucking mad? Where's the Glock, fam? Where's the Glock? And it was probably registered in his name. That's why he went to jail. They're like, nigga, what are you doing?
I listened to Asher D podcast. It was very entertaining. He's a smart guy, actually.
I think he's a great actor, actually. I like the fact that he actually went to transition into something properly. And isn't that what all rappers are supposed to do? Tupac left the framework. Please, after this, do a movie.
I liked how every So Solid video was just them running away from people.
Mostly
in
the cops.
Audis.
Yeah. Fucking
Everyone.
was it A4 or A3s? I can't remember now.
That's why I want an A3 because of garage music.
You got an A3
No,
because
I
of...
want one.
Oh, okay.
I want an Audi.
Bro, they're a little bit dated now. Why don't you go
No, I
for a
still
Honda
want
Civic?
one.
You still want one?
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
They got A5s and shit now.
No, I just want the garage.
What you currently... What's your whip? What you currently whipping in? Don't say a Prius, please. Don't
Oh
say
man, I
Prius.
can't drop what I'm whipping because it's embarrassing.
It's a Prius, isn't it?
Nah.
No, thank fuck for that. Is it like a Ford Fiesta XR2?
Nah.
Renault 5?
I'm not talking about the whip.
Oh, damn it. It's a prop...
It's not that.
It's a bait whip, isn't it? It's a... I got
Nah,
feeling
it's
it's...
nice. It's alright.
It's nice. Okay,
I like
right.
it. I like it.
But for some reason...
I don't like... I'm not a big car guy.
Okay.
I like cars. I love driving around in
It's
a
a smart car, isn't it?
Nah. I'd take a smart car. They're alright.
Smart cars are cool.
I'd
Don't
love
pay
a-
any road
I'd love
tax.
a nice whip though, like a fucking Benz or something.
Something that you can black out, yeah.
Mm.
Get some nice rims on it.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember Menace to Society when... Have you watched that movie?
Not for years.
Okay.
I won't get the reference.
Okay, when Craig finally got his car and he put some gold rims on them and he was playing Computer Love as he was rolling down the streets of South Central. That car was a fucking Ford Fiesta. No, Ford Escort. So there's no shame behind taking any shitbox and shining it up and making it look amazing.
Nah, I just wouldn't have the time. I'm just not into it. I just
Yeah.
like it. Just want an auxiliary cable and that's it. Literally, I just don't care about anything else.
You don't need anything else. This car's Bluetooth though. I don't care, fam. Okay. So you've been driving for how many years? Because this
This
is...
is 18, long time. I'm a
Wow.
terrible driver.
You've got points.
Oh yeah. I got fucking the other day. I had a slow puncture. Had to get that fixed. I got a speed awareness course come through from driving back after a gig in Cardiff. That came through, and then I got fined for a congestion charge, missed payment, all on the same day.
What?
I'm a shit driver. Written
You
off,
got road
written
raped?
off a few as well.
Written off a few cars.
Just two.
Was this like drugs a la drink
no,
induced?
one car I wrote off on the way to a spliff. I wouldn't have written it off if I was stoned.
Not even a draw, a spliff, you know.
Yeah.
Damn. One. Oh, fucking hell.
Mm.
Okay. Well, are you strictly Jewish? So you're not kosher or anything like that, are you?
Fuck no.
Okay. All right.
Chow down on bacon.
I was gonna
Nobody's
say
business.
I've taken my mate to Five Guys, and I was like, oh damn it, and he goes what? And he goes, man, I was going to get us 2 double cheeseburgers. What were you going to get now? And he goes, blood ain't kosher. And when he said that, I was like, I need to ask people from now on then, like, are you kosher?
I don't know religious Jews. I know, and all the Jews I know celebrate Christmas more than Christians.
Really?
We do.
God damn.
Jews have it the best, man.
Pretty much in Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're listening to Mel Gibson tapes. All right, so what do you want to play this episode out to, my friend?
Why didn't you play the rest of the Sean Price song? Oh shit, you can't.
Can't. Germany have spoken.
So you're asking me what 7 seconds of a song?
It's not 7, it's 24.
24. Nah.
You get an intro in, you can get I don't know.
I can't think of anything that pops off quick enough. Put on Young Thug, Danny Glover. I love that tune. I was on a stag party. This is the first time I heard this tune. And we had some TCB from the dark web. And I was walking around the Scottish Highlands.
Sorry, for
listening to this fucking song. I listened to it about 500 times. It changed my life. It was the greatest song I've ever heard.
I've never heard of TCB, so would you like to explain to me what that is?
I don't even know. It's like a very strong... It's like a fucking stronger pill. I don't actually know what it is. Should we find out? 2CB, I think it was called.
2CB. It sounds something
2CB.
like GHB.
Yeah.
Is it part of that family?
Don't know. Part of some fucked up family. 2CB. It was amazing though. And I was listening to Danny Glover. 2CB. Alright. Talk to Frank. Well, I want to know what it is. Know the score. Come on, bro. Patterns of use. Effects. Little or no academic research. Oh, come on. Give me. Hallucinations, tendency to decrease and then increase in intensity. Yeah. The sense of waves or even glowing. Yeah, yeah.
So it's like acid.
Yeah, yeah. Excessive giggly or smiling. Yeah, it was a crazy trip, man.
Okay, so it's like acid.
And I was in Scottish Highlands listening to Danny Glover repeatedly. And I was the best man for this wedding, and the groom was so fucked up. He was trying to tidy the house up. When I came back, he was like tidying everything up, like going mad.
So was this like a stag do?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
In Scotland.
And you guys just all took some acid in Scotland. That sounds like a great stag do.
We
But
were in this middle of nowhere, like there's moose around and shit.
I was going to say, was it Hangover-esque where you like lost someone and you had to retrace all your steps?
No, I've been on one where that happened. One of my friends, we went, where was it? Cardiff. And we were in this house. We went out for a few hours, then went back to the house. And everyone sort of got off this big bus and walked towards the place. We were in there for about half an hour. Then someone realised that the groom was missing. And he was missing all night.
Oh, so it was one of them ones where it's like, oh, where is
And
he?
everyone was all fucked up. And like the best man, bless him, he was like beside himself because he was having this realisation that the groom may be dead. You know, and that will affect the wedding probably. But in the end, he came in. We were going to call the police, I think. It was all going mad. And then he just sort of strolled in the next morning. He'd taken a wrong turning and just fell asleep under some tarpaulin.
Some tarpaulin?
Yeah, like on some wood or something.
Wow. Sleeping in a field scares me, mate. Just getting chewed up by a combine harvester is not my idea of fun or nature.
Wales.
Wales is a nice place. Penderyn.
You got to drop this tune somewhere where it's popping off. Don't know how long the intro is. Second verse is the one.
Second verse, really.
I mean, it's all good.
This has got lyrics on, actually.
Well,
So
when
do you-
Thugger's rapping, I don't know if you can call them lyrics.
Would you know a point of reference? Do you know the hook?
Nah, just drop it and it's all good.
All right. Well, this is a part to drop better than any.
Yeah.
Let's go back.
He's
So
king
we
of
can-
ad-libs, this guy. Fucking hell.
Yeah. I mean, that's what rap is now, isn't it? It's just ad libs and chants.
Yeah.
Followed by
That's how we like it.
sick beats, bitches. I do like girls with big mums. So thank you, hip hop videos. Keep showing them. Okay, so any last words, Handsome, for the wonderful people out there in audio and YouTube and all other forms of media land?
Keep listening.
Keep listening. Stay strong.
Blah.
I'm going to put these headphones on so I can hear this. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, It's been an amazing show with Joe Jacobs. Go and follow him down below. I'm going to put all of his details there. It is summer. Stay hydrated and stay cool. Otherwise, you might get burnt. Joe's going to be performing right at the Edinburgh Festival this year, so please go down there and support him. And if not, just look for any of your other shows. Go to his Twitter, our social medias, and find out when we're performing. And stay cool with us. Stay black as always. And peace, everyone.